Hi everyone, welcome to the next section. We're going to be looking at the TradingView charting provider. So what we're going to do, I'm going to teach you how to use all the tools, how we can add custom watch lists, everything we need to learn in order to use this platform safely, happily, and any system that we might learn later on in time, whether it be from us, whether it be from another Udemy course, you can use the TradingView platform to obviously help you achieve what you need to achieve. So right, first thing we're going to look at, guys, on the left-hand side, you can see that this is a watch list, okay? Don't be scared if your watch list doesn't look exactly the same as mine. At the end of this video, there's going to be a link to download the exact watch list that I use, and you'll just have to manually add them in, okay? So literally, to manually add in a watch list, all we have to do is go up the top to this symbols box at the top next to the FOREX, and we will add in a currency. So what we're going to do, we're going to be looking at the euro pairs, so we could add a base currency in. So there's the EU, the euro, and this will do a drop-down menu with every watch list that we can have for the euro, whether it be the Swedish krona, Turkish lira, we can have anything. So in this case, I'm going to use the Turkish lira. I've just clicked on it, and it's added it to the bottom of the watch list. So you can see there, guys, at the bottom, euro, Turkish lira. So what we're going to do, we're just going to click on that, and you can see it's loaded up the euro, Turkish lira, 60-minute time frame. Okay. In the top left-hand side of the screen, you've probably noticed already that there's a time zone box. So we can have any time frame that we possibly desire. You can have a 15-minute, and it will change the screen to a 15-minute. You can have a 4-hour. And so on. So we can literally have multiple time frames, whatever we would like. Really, really simple. You can also do this by right-clicking and going down to change interval. So if we wanted back to an hour time frame, we could add a 60-minute. And there we are. We've literally looked at the custom time frames. Very, very important in your trading. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the pound US dollar. We're going to click on the pound US dollar. Let me just delete this arrow. And you can see that we've got the pound US dollar 60-minute. For some traders, this watermark in the background can be very helpful. For others, it can be a burden. So I'm going to teach you how to delete that. So right-click anywhere in the white space and go down to Properties. If you go to Background, you will see the watermark section. Yeah. And with this watermark section, if you just clicked on it and defaulted the color to white, okay. Oh, sorry guys, I messed up then. Background, we're going to watermark white, and then we're going to OK. You can see that the watermark now has disappeared. Okay, and then to re-add the watermark, you literally just simply add a color. Background, watermark, we're painting like an aqua color. There you go. It's back on. Yeah. So where the watch lists are, guys, this is your watch list box. Okay, so we're going to go down the right-hand side now. So you're going to look at the alerts. I'm going to teach you how to do alerts, guys, when we actually cover the system, because we're going to literally set up alerts with the system so we haven't got to screen watch all day. So we're going to go through alerts in a second. The next section, we've got the data window. This covers the open, high, the low, and the close prices of the current candles we look at. So you can see that the high price, the low price, the open, and the close. Very, very interesting if you are sort of day trading. Then we've got the hot lists. I don't particularly use hot lists. And obviously we've got the economic calendar. So in this case, guys, I don't actually use this economic calendar on TradingView. I actually go to FX Street and I look at their economic calendar. Okay, I just look at their economic calendar. Anything with red would be major news. Anything with obviously the orange is medium, and anything less is low news. I only tend to worry about the big red bars really. Obviously, we can look at news feeds later on. So right, so going back to TradingView, pretty much it's so simple. We're just going to scan through all the tools now. So at the top, we've got the currency. We can change the currency in this box as well. So if we want to quickly look at the euro US dollar, you just type it in, euro US dollar 60-minute. Okay, this next box, okay, is open interval dialogue. So that is another way of changing the time frame. So you can put 120. There you go. So there's hundreds of ways to do the same thing. This is your candles, guys. You can change to bars. You can change your line. You can have a Ranko chart, point and figure. I'll be honest with you, I only tend to use bars and candles and line in my trading, so I don't really go too obscure there. And then this chart properties is obviously another way to get to your watermarks. So it's just a case of saving you right-clicking anywhere on the white space. If your screen's full of information like resistance lines, Fibonacci, you've got pennants forming, literally you might not want to click on the white space because you could accidentally move a line. So compare is a very, very important one. We can compare this chart to any other currency. So in this case, we're looking at the euro US dollar. I'm going to compare it, the price, against the pound US dollar. So what we can do is actually overlap the pound chart over our euro chart. So we can see if any pairs are correlating, if any pairs are trending hard together. And then simply up here, you just get rid of the X to remove it. Or you can change the settings if you wanted a different input. So I mean, if you did want it to close, you wanted it set to open, because this is more of an EMA than it is an actual currency of candles. So it's just technically a line of the closes. So if you want the closes to be high, you could literally change the closes to set to the highs, and you would have an alteration on the chart. That's going a bit more technical, and we do cover this in the full-time program. So I'm not really going to cover too much about this now. Right, so we've got indicators, another important one. We're going to be using them for this template. We're going to literally make a template in the next section, save it as a template before we actually show you the system. So if you want to move an average, you can put EMA, exponential moving average, and it will add one straight to the screen. Yeah, really, really simple. So I would suggest you guys spend a good hour playing around with the indicators, just installing, deleting, just so you get a really good feel. This is another alert box, the same as down here. So we can create an alert box up here, or we can create an alert box here. It does exactly the same thing, guys. Like I said at the start of this video, TradingView, for some reason, has done multiple ways of doing the same thing. Maybe to do with they're easier to code, I'm not quite sure. And obviously this is a publish ideas box. So if you're literally someone that likes social networking and you want to publish your ideas, you can literally publish your ideas on social media, or you can publish it on TradingView. The next box is important. If you move a line, guys, so you've got a nice, say this was our entry line, and you accidentally move the screen, what you can do is undo that. And if we undo it again, it will get rid of it because we didn't have it before. Okay. And then this is full screen mode. So we can zoom right in, a bit like you're watching a video. Okay. If some people was using this as live feeds, they probably would have this as a video. So see here, look, I can actually see what other people have actually put their analysis on. So now you can also click on this, have a little look what he suggests he's saying. So we're not going to go too much into anyone else's stuff. Just push the escape key on your keyboard and we will go back to normal screen. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to unpublish the ideas. So if we now went full screen, you can see that we haven't got anyone else's ideas. Everybody's been trading a long time, so you should always look at your own trading and never look at anybody else's. Right, so there you go, and there's pretty much everything self-explanatory there. On the right-hand side, you can select layout. This is a really, really important one. So just for instance, if we had a 60-minute time frame on this currency, we can select as many screens to divide this up as we want. So we can have 2 charts. You can have 3 charts. You can have 8 charts if you want. You can have even more. You can literally have as many charts as you want. So in this case, say we were using 3 charts. You can do something like this. So you could have a 60-minute time frame on the euro. We could change this one by simply clicking the white space, changing the time frame to a 4-hour, and then we could change the bottom one to an 8-hour. Really, really simple. In this case, actually, I've clicked on daily. So we've got daily, 4-hour, and 60 minutes. Okay. Or if I wanted to change that back to an 8-hour, like I said, we can have the 8-hour at ease. But unfortunately, I want to be looking at this 8-hour as a line chart. So you can also right-click properties, Okay, and you can change the candle style. You can have it as a line. Okay, or we can go back to candles. Or if an easier way to do this is if you just click on the white space and you go up to candles, we can also change it there. Yeah, so you can really change it at the top where we were before. So like I say, multiple ways to do the same thing. Yeah. So for this instance, we're just going to go back to the single screen. If we, in a minute on the next section, we're going to be making a template. So we're going to be using this feature to save a template as, and obviously we can rename the template whatever you like. You can also click on there and rename the template. And obviously this is to load all our templates here. If we want to load all one of our systems that we've created, you can literally load them up. Or if you wanted to save the template, you can literally click and save the template. I don't want to click this now because it would literally save a blank template as unnamed. Right, so looking at the tools, we've already looked at the indicators. If you wanted to add something like Bollinger Bands, I'm just going to cover this a quick. We just put Bolly in, and you can see that the Bollinger Bands has come up. So there you go, and you can see that there's a little cog on the identifier at the top. So if you ever wanted to change any parameters, like deviations, you can literally change it there. So that's how we would install something like a Bollinger Band. This is going to be very similar, guys. So I know a lot of people using the MT4 platform or web-based, but I can assure you there's going to be a lot more tools on this. And using a charting provider also makes it a bit more disciplined. So if you work out the trade on your charting provider, you can literally move over to your brokerage platform and just put the digits in. It just makes it a bit more sole purpose. So now we're going to be looking at the tools. So we can change the color of it. So we go blue. You can have a nice, we're going to put a trend line in. So if we want to put a nice trend line on, there you go, we can put a trend line on. For some reason it's default to black, so we're going to change that to blue. So there you are, I've put a nice trend line on, or you can do exactly, and then just highlight the end of it and you can move it to exactly where you need to move it to. Want to get rid of it? Right click it, remove it. Or you can use the eraser. The eraser, guys, is up the top there. So this is just to change our, at the moment I've got like a little crosshair, I can have a dot. You can pretty much just change your cursor arrow, so I can have an arrow. In this case, I like the cross because I can see what the price level is. So if you wanted to add a nice horizontal line for support and resistance, we can just simply add it on there. So we can put a nice support and resistance zone in. Vice versa, we could look for a nice bit where it's market's topped out. Yeah, and try and create our channels. So there you go. We can start drawing zones in. Very simple. Quick way to get rid of everything is just right click, go to remove, and remove all drawing tools. Right, so then next one, so all these there, guys, are all our lines. You can have vertical lines, arrows if you wanted to identify something. It's everything you could possibly want. The next section is all your pitchforks. You can have your Fibonacci, you can draw levels and whatever you like. The reason this is not standard Fibonacci settings, guys, I will explain on our next program. And then here, you can literally have whatever you would like. So you can see there's a lot more features than you would get with most brokers. This is just a standard squiggle tool. So if you want to squiggle all over the screen, you can. Right click, remove. There's our text. It's really important that we label stuff. So we can label the chart. Always click OK, otherwise it deletes the label. And then the next one, guys, is literally harmonics. So if you're looking for ABCD or XADBC, you can have them all. There's loads of harmonics. I'm not a big harmonics trader myself, and I don't really trade Elliott waves, but that is something completely different. So the next one is our positions. This is a really important feature of TradingView, and I absolutely love it. Say we're going to take a nice long position on this current candle. You can literally put the price above the candle, work out where your stop loss is going to go, where your take profit's going to go. And this box will actually, if you can see there, the open profit and loss, it's showing you how far away the current price is to our entry point. When it's actually been entered, you can see that it's showing it's actually in profit. So as this moves now, okay, if this was to enter us, it would actually keep you a live update. You can see our risk to reward ratio is 1.09%. So for every £10 we're risking, we're getting £10.90 back. Yeah, so here you could go, right, we're going to go for 2 to 1. So for every £10 we're risking, we're going to be making 20 back. So it's really, really simple. And the best feature of this is if we double click on the green and go to coordinates, it will give you the exact levels that you need to enter in on your brokerage platform. So your profit levels, your entries, and your stop losses. Okay. And we can do exactly the opposite for going short. So we go right over to this left-hand side, sorry, you get the short position up, and vice versa, we can go short. Double click on it. Oh, I've added two. You can just remove one. Double click, there's our coordinates. And you can also manually change the coordinates if you wanted to. It would move it. Great, great feature that is. We're going to be doing a lot more of that. Our important pip measuring ruler, so you can literally measure exactly how many pips something is. And just remember, guys, that this is not 790 pips. This is 79.0 pips, because the last one is a tick, a tenth of a pip. So that would actually be, in this case, it would be 20.6 pips. I know a few people, I've had phone calls recently, I've just made 200 pips on a trade. They'd actually made 20 pips, which is 200 ticks. Everything on this platform is done in ticks. If you live in a different country, you can change the platform to your time zone, which is another really, really good tool. So, right, the next one's really, really important. You can see I've unclicked this stay in drawing mode. What stay in drawing mode is if you were to draw a horizontal line or any line, I've literally put one on the screen and I can't add any more lines until I click the button at the top. Okay, so if I have stay in drawing mode, what I can actually do is put multiple lines and it won't actually cut my lines off. Okay, so that's just stay in drawing mode. And then the padlock, everyone knows what a padlock is. There's one on MT4. You can literally lock your charts. Now no one can move your lines. Yeah, you're literally there forever. Really, really important. And then this is sync drawings to all charts. What sync drawings to all charts is if we had, say, two charts, exactly the same, we're going to put that on the same time frame so you can, no, actually, we change it. We'll go a daily, 8-hourly time frame. So what we're going to do now, we're going to draw a nice trend line on the 1 hour chart. Can you all see at the bottom, guys, actually add in that same trend line onto the 8-hour chart? Can you see it? Yeah? So if you were looking for multiple trends, if you're looking for a downtrend on an hour, 4 hour, 8 hour and daily, you could literally do it, put 4 charts on the screen and just do one line and literally it would draw your trend line on all the charts. Really, really good feature. So now just to recap, we're going to go back to a single screen and we're going to delete everything. Right click on the white space, go down to remove all indicators and drawing tools, and there it has gone. Next case is an objects tree. Everyone that knows MT4 will know what an objects tree is. If you've got multiple lines everywhere, click on your object tree and it will tell you every single line that we've got on the chart. So then we can just quickly move and delete, or you can, if you see this little eye figure, you can just hide it, re-enable it, hide it, re-enable it. So I'm just going to delete everything for now. And I'll be honest with you, and then the bin, guys, is just obviously a quick way to remove everything again. So multiple lines, bin, remove all drawing tools. And that pretty much sums up, guys, a really, really quick look over what the Trading View platform is. Really, really simple, very easy to use. And I hope you have a lot of fun using it.